What's up, hot makers? Welcome to HotMakes right here on the edge of tech, where we aim to educate and entertain the maker community. I'm Nerdy J. This is the Pooch. How you doing, Pooch?
I'm fantastic, Nerdy J. What an amazing week it's been.
Yes.
Or we're getting off to with last week, starting this week. Man, I'm excited. We got so much cool stuff tonight. Welcome to HotMakes, everyone. Hashtag HotMakes on the Twitters. When you see something, I'm going to tell them how it is, Nerdy J. When you see something out there that is just amazing, that everybody needs to see on the show, and we need to tell you how hot or not, sometimes it is, you tag it HotMakes, and then we take it on this show, and we tell you all about it, right? Save you the trouble of having to scroll. Nobody wants to have to scroll back through their feed, right?
I 100% agree. Don't forget, it's on Twitter. And if somebody knows how to make that happen on Instagram, let me know, because somehow I think they changed something and it's a little more complicated than it used to be. But if you know how to do it, let me know. We have a great show tonight. I mean, I'm pumped for the show. We have some makers news. We have a hot or not again. We have, of course, the hot makes of the week. Little something special. If you watch Twitter or Facebook, I think I posted it. We got a new bumper. I'm pumped to play the new bumper live.
I can't wait.
And like Pooch said, it wasn't a Ford commercial. I promise. And we have I think we're going to top it off with another Pooch rant. Do we have a Pooch rant?
I'm ready to rant, man. I'm fired up. About this one. Everybody can relate to it. It's a 3D printing related rant today.
I love it. And if you're watching this or listening to this, in the description of the video is a Google Doc. If you go there, look up episode 36. Wow, I almost said 26. Episode 36. And you can find all the links for the hot makes that we're going to show today. So go check that out if you want to see that now or after. If you're watching this after, it's really cool. You can go to each of the people's pages, check out all their cool stuff. And we're hoping to show some cool stuff. So we kind of alluded to it. How was your week, though? You had a good week?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it flew by, just like all the weeks seem to these days. But good. We did a little Christmas prep around the house. Checked out some Christmas lights. Man, we could have probably just a standalone segment of just amazing Christmas displays that
we could,
because people go and I don't know if it's something with COVID this year where people are just at home and they're just, hey, this is the year I'm going to go bananas on the house, right? Full blown, light up the whole neighborhood, blow a fuse and then some kind of displays.
Christmas
but it's
vacation style.
Great stuff.
Griswold.
Christmas vacation style,
yeah.
Griswold style. Exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of that, next week is going to be the 21st. That'll be the last show before Christmas. Why don't we do a Christmas print or a holiday print? We'll call it a holiday print, whatever you want. If you have a holiday print, a Christmas print, any of those celebrations you want to do, hit us up. Hashtag HotMakes on the Twitters. And next week, all of the HotMakes, if we can, we'll do all holiday related stuff. How about that?
It could be solstice related if you're a pagan, or whatever. Festivus for the rest of us, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
Something seasonally appropriate.
Yeah, whatever. As long as we can show it, we'll put it on there. That'll be a lot of fun. I think that'll be a good stream right before the holiday. I like it.
Bring a little holiday cheer to people's lives, right? Right, Nerdy J?
Right.
That's what we do.
I love it. Well, I tell you what, it is that time. I think we should get into some makers news. Let me just make sure I got the makers news up. So this week we have some really cool stuff going on. But first, how about a little bumper? Let's do some makers news.
Bumper.
Why, you're right. It must be some sort of plastic.
I love it. Well, this week's maker news is I found an article about printing a 3-floor apartment building in Germany with a 3D printer.
Just 3 floors? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, just only 3 floors. That's it.
Germans are getting lazy.
this is a render of what it should look like, and that's pretty cool.
So okay, I dig it. This is one of the better 3D printed structures I feel like I've seen. Traditional gable roof. But I can see your layer lines, Mr. House.
And then if you come down, it kind of gives us some bullet points here. It's going to be a 3-floor apartment building. It's going to be about 4,090 square feet, 5 apartment units varying in sizes. It has a basement, and they're using a gantry printer. Looks like a BOD2, and they say it's the fastest available 3D printed construction printer out there.
Do you think they CNC out the basement and then they 3D print the whole thing, or is it?
Well, I mean, like technically, that's kind of how they make basements, right? I mean,
well, I don't know if it's computer controlled. Some
probably not.
Cigar and an excavator is there.
I was reading this a little bit, earlier today when I found this, because I did find it today, and what I thought was really cool is that it says it should take 6 weeks to finish, and with an expected completion time by March or mid-April. 6 weeks for a 3-story apartment building. I'm assuming that means like start to finish, completely finished.
All right.
That's a pretty quick turnaround time.
I mean, that's aggressive. I've done a good amount of construction in my day, and I got to say that even though you've got the shell of the house that you're 3D printing, I mean, it's all, the devil is in the details, right? I mean, all that finish work, I got to imagine they're still framing out floors, right? Because you're not bridging all of that floor structure on, each floor.
Right.
And then you got to roof the thing, you got to run electrical, you got to do all that. So that's a really aggressive timeline.
And
prove me wrong.
Say the roof and everything. That would be cool. And here's the process. This is how they're going to do it, and it's really cool. I can't maximize this. What I could do is I could do this to make it a little bit bigger for us. But what's really cool is that you can see the different rooms here. That must be obviously in the basement where they poured.
Yeah.
But it's such a huge 3D printer. Can you imagine a printer of this size? Just printing, I'm just printing an apartment building. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, when it comes down to it, it's just using the same technology we do, just at scale. And obviously there's a lot of the whole process doesn't scale up, just linearly. Like that's an interesting thing. I've been learning doing a lot of big prints this last week that a lot of times you're dealing with like logarithmic effects and stuff like that, as things get bigger. And I imagine that's absolutely the case for something like this, because any additional vibration, any defects, ringing and stuff like that have to be extra pronounced at this kind of scale. So,
right. Well, and it says right here, it can finish in almost an 11 square foot double skin facade in 5 minutes. 2 people are needed to operate the printer, and a camera is being used to track the print head and the project. I mean,
wait a minute. Square footage that doesn't mean anything. I want cubic footage, because you can just trace out a couple of walls that are only like an inch off the ground and call it 11 square feet.
Well, right.
I call shenanigans. I need more details. But very, very cool. And honestly, just looking at those pictures, the 3D printed houses I think we've seen up until now, a lot of times they're like that circular style hut or whatever. Like this actually looks like it's got a traditional, room structure, wall structure. And we're bringing back the castle, man. I mean, concrete walls and, all that stuff. You don't usually get internal, at least in residential settings, you don't see internal concrete wall structures. So it'd be interesting to know. I mean, it's going to be a pain in the butt hanging pictures up on the wall.
Well, in Mexico and other countries, they do that a lot. I stayed at a couple hotel rooms while I was down there, where like literally the whole room was out of concrete, and except for the mattress you slept on. And I mean, it was really cool. They're saying here that they're using a special concrete, printable concrete. I'm sorry, but pipe for water and electricity can't be 3D printed in, and will be instead manually added while the home is being built. Yeah. So I'm assuming they're like adding this stuff in while they're printing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, we're only getting started with this technology. So it'll absolutely, there'll be like pick and place machines that I'm sure will add these things as you go, or,
Right.
but you know, how hard is it? Pause the print, put some pipes. It's just, again, you know, getting into the wall to fix a leaky pipe is easy when you've got stick frame construction. It's a whole nother bag of, you know, so are they doing the pipes, you know, surface mounted or whatever?
Right.
I mean, interesting.
Well, and if you look right here, I noticed they're doing a little bridging here. See that?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I love this. I think that, and I think I've said it a few times before, I think that this kind of technology is definitely going to grow. I think that in maybe third world countries, especially, 3D printed homes like this would be amazing because nice.
Good, Steve.
Because, you know, when maybe a hurricane comes through and wipes out an area now, a lot of those houses are just like stick huts and stuff like that. Yeah. And if you have a concrete house, it'll wash everything out probably, but your structure will still be there. And I think that will be
modern
amazing.
Day house of bricks. You know, Three Little Pigs. No, I think it's an awesome technology. I'm really excited to see what the future holds for that and what it's like, because we're only going to see more and more 3D printed houses and buildings.
Right. Well, I love the comments. The chat's engaged. Lightspeed's in the house. Hey, Lightspeed, hopefully your daughter's not mad at me about the sugar glider thing. No. He chatted me about sugar gliders yesterday, and I told him what I was thinking about him. And then he later on in a Twitter post, he said, talk to Edutech about sugar gliders. I decided to print her one instead. And he showed a picture of a little printed sugar glider. So
nice.
That's pretty funny. Hey, Travis, how you doing? But yeah, I love the idea of printed houses. What's going to be cool is when it becomes more and more common, I think, I think that'll be like the construction of the future kind of thing. You know, construction companies will buy into it, hopefully. And maybe we could do sheds and stuff too. I mean, you never know.
Well, we've been seeing that headline for quite a while now, right? It's like, is this the future? Is this 3D printing the future and stuff? And so, you know, it will be. It's just a question of how adopted and what it will actually look like. Are we gonna start seeing tool changer ones? Like I was looking at that and I'm like, okay, you got your concrete, and then change over a little chocolate attachment, and print some chocolate things or whatever liquid gingerbread houses for the holidays.
That would be amazing, to be honest with you. And I didn't even think about that. A tool changer house 3D printer.
It's all I think about. This is what I dream about. Tool changing house, whatever. And it's like you 3D printer, and then you could have a plastic attachment for other stuff. Wood fill. I don't know, man. It's who knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and if someone probably just noticed that in the top right corner of my screen, we're trying to add little subtle stuff, and I've now decided we're going to drop the viewer count up there. Ironically, it shows that it's a little behind. I think
it lags.
Yeah,
it lags the current because it'll go up to 80, then it'll dip back down to 79. Pooch predicts.
I love it. Well, that was a little Makers news. What do you think? Should we jump into some hot or not? We got some fun stuff for hot or not. Before we get into hot or not, I think we're gonna do this today. We're gonna put up a poll, and that poll. Let's see if I can copy the link, and I'll post it out there for everyone to check out. So here's the deal. If you can go here without leaving us or something, I didn't even think about that part, but click the link and vote if you want. While we're doing the hot or not segment in a second here, we're going to put up towards the end of it, we'll put up a live feed, and we'll see as we go what you guys think. Is it hot or is it not? Is kind of fun?
So what you're talking about is real-time voting. So it's just open. We have the technology. Just open another tab, people, or another window. Put it on your other monitor. You should have like 5 monitors anyway. Just open it up on another monitor.
They might be on their phones. Most people are on their phones.
But then get your backup phone out, and then answer the poll.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. Pooch thinks you need a backup phone.
Wait, you don't have a burner phone?
A burner phone. I'm not that cool. I'm not important enough for a burner phone. I love it. But it's going to be a live, like you said, live results Twitter feed, a live results poll.
Who's going to be the jerk that says not on something? We never have nots, really.
I love it. Well, before we start voting, I think we have to show them the hot or not, right?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. This week's Hot or Not comes to us from the one and only David Shorey. I absolutely love Billy Rubin's feathers. She showed us while she was on with us a couple weeks ago her feathers that she was printing. And David Shorey, as David Shorey does, takes that and then ran with it. And what we end up with is something like this. I mean,
David Shorey wins. David Shorey wins Twitter again this week. Congratulations, David.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what we're doing.
Don't forget to vote hot or not. But I tell you, I absolutely love his take on this. I know Billy Rubin's commenting. She loves it. And there's more. As you can see, there's 3 tabs across the top there that I want to show off today. But if you think that the 3D printed feathers that Billy Rubin kind of came up with or pioneered or however you want to call it, and then people are taking off, are hot, let us know in the stream and in the comments, and then go vote on that poll. I'm going to try to pull this up. Holy moly, we got a lot of if I do this.
Oof.
If I do this, is it too small for you to read? Probably, huh?
We're like peeking. You may as well just make it full screen.
It was. I just messed it up. I was thinking maybe I could have both. Both of the screens on there. Maybe we'll have to work on that next time. But so here's what I'll do. I'll keep popping it back and forth. Right now, thank you for that. Right now, what we'll do is we'll pop back and forth. But currently, everyone thinks it's hot, and we barely even saw it yet. So, but David Shorey, known for printing on fabric, for just phenomenal stuff with the virtual world now he's doing. Check this out. Here's more colors. He's asking, should he put this on his Patreon? This is based on Billy Rubin's technique, but just different with a color swap. Look at this.
I'm overwhelmed with hotness. I'm getting the vapors.
I mean,
Bill. So I love that. First of all, Billy just had this amazing idea with doing this, and then this is why this community is so awesome, because it's like we just take the ball, run with it. You show us what you can do, and oh man, so cool.
That's definitely a heart, but. Rep cord, fan yourself with the feathers. I love it.
I need a fan for it.
It gets better.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait, there's more.
One
Order
more thing
now.
And you get not just 2 feathers, but
we'll throw in David Shorey as a gift.
No. David Shorey will come and deliver the feathers.
Let's see. David, he upped himself by putting it on. There you go.
Oh my! He did his glitter his shimmer base technique on it.
He put it on the what is that stuff that he lays down first?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but
someone
I know.
In the chat knows it. Now I'm gonna lose it because I thought of it, but you got to check that. Let's see. I'll just do this while someone's coming up with it. I'm gonna make this full screen because chef's kiss. Yes, that's what it is. It's the diffraction paper. Is that what it's called? Diffraction.
That sounds
something like that.
Sounds like a thing.
You ready for this?
I was born ready, son. Oh,
look at this.
Shimmer sparkle fan feather. That's amazing.
Multicolor.
I want a bunch of them. I want to wear them. I want to prance around like a peacock. That's what I want to do. Looking
Put
fabulous.
On the biggest printer you got.
Looking fabulous.
I mean, that is phenomenal. I absolutely love this. I think not only did he try it, then he was like, I'm going to up that. I'm going to change colors. Then, you know what? I'm going to up that, and I'm going to throw it on that paper. David, I think he was in here. Maybe you could tell us what that paper was called, because I totally forgot what it's called now. But That is just phenomenal. Nice work. For me, this is super hot. I mean, I don't even know what else to say about that. Let's go here real quick. Oh yeah, hot. We got we got one vote for not, but that's okay.
Who is that a-hole that said not? What is wrong with you?
Hey. Oh geez.
A little late on the beep.
A little late on the beep there. Yeah. Hey, by the way, it's okay if they say no. Maybe they didn't like feathers. I mean,
somebody could be triggered by feathers. Maybe they had a bad run-in with a peacock at one point in their life. Take us back in. Take us back. Yeah, I said peacock. Peacock.
Oh, I love it. So let's just look one more time. All right, it's the same results. There you go. Diffraction grading paper. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. And I can't tell you, like, that is phenomenal work. I know Billy Rubin's loving it, and I know that. Thank you so much. El Moses is in the house. Billy Rubin's loving it, and she's loving your work and loving my work, and not really my work. I'm just showing it off, but
you like our new.
There it is. Donated. We got a little graphic there for him,
and the cheering. Did you like the cheering? Hey, hooray!
Thank you
Jazz
very much.
hands. You get jazz hands too, Moses. Loyal Moses, baby.
Jazz hands.
Our biggest fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so
love
hot.
it.
That
Nice
was so
work,
hot.
nice work, David. Nice work, Billy Rubin, with putting out the video on that. If you haven't seen Billy Rubin's video, go check that out on YouTube's as well. Maybe we could find a link for Billy Rubin's YouTube and throw it out there in a little while here. But
yeah, we'll get that up.
But I absolutely, I'm gonna have to try this. David says, I'm so happy people love it. We got to have him on here. You know what we should do? We should do an episode with Billy and David on, and they can go through like the whole process, like we'll blow our minds. How about that?
It's too much awesome in one place at one time. I'm overwhelmed just thinking about it. Here's the next challenge. Here's the next challenge. I'm throwing it down right now. Okay, so David Shorey just is awesome. Billy Rubin and David Shorey, but awesome project after awesome project. Here's what we need to do. It needs to be a humanitarian project now. We get these birds, right, that have been covered in like an oil spill and they're rescued. And then I want to see you be able to print directly feathers on the bird, David. Like rescue project. Okay, we've seen you do all the different, screen material and stuff, but live animal, reprint the bird feathers, fabulous birds. I don't know. I think PETA would probably not be happy with that.
You mean like PETA bread?
No, the PETA organization. I don't know how PETA Bread feels about it.
We got to in a minute. We'll pull those results back up just in case you didn't already. Just in case you didn't already vote. And I'm telling you what we're going to do. We're going to leave that poll open till the rest of the episode, and I'm going to pin. I forgot earlier. I'm going to pin this message to the top. There we go. It's pinned. So if you did not get a chance to vote and it went by too fast, at the top of the chats is that poll, and we're going to leave that open until the end here.
Look at all the technology we're throwing at people today.
I know.
Pin chats. Here's what I'm thinking, Jim. I had another just brainstorm right now. Just hear it out. The hot or not is great, but people are really not voting not. And what I think the metric would be cool is when we're showing various hotness, and when we do like the best of episode down the road, when we're ranking the hot or nots, it's like maybe we need to do a scale of hotness. How many Flamin' Shory chili peppers hot is it, or whatever the metric is, right? And then we can be like, now we have user generated data that says like the degree of fire that this is. It. What do you think?
I love it. Dan, I love that idea. And Dan is on it as well, dropping the link in there for Billy Rubin's channel. Thank you so much, Dan. Our mods here are awesome.
Can we get that down? Can we get that down here? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So when we're throwing links, can we throw them on the stream? And for the people that are listening on the podcast, they're going to have to go to the show notes, obviously.
Yeah, but definitely for the show notes. And I'm hoping, just a quick update on the podcast. I signed up for service today. I'm working on the stuff behind the scenes, and I got the first couple episodes or the last couple episodes downloaded audio only. We're going to start the podcast sometime this week. We'll let you know when. And then next week, hopefully we'll shoot you to tell you where it is exactly.
You can shoot us. Don't shoot us.
Well, I mean,
link.
the links is what I was going for.
Ew.
But before we go any further, real quick, we got to pull that result open one more time. Let's just see what people said. Let's see if anyone else voted.
The final results, please. The envelope.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Like
2 votes said not.
26.
26. Overwhelming hotness.
Overwhelming hotness.
Get the hotness.
26 people. There's 81 people watching, and 28 people voted, but that's okay because we know it was hot. We just wanted to test you.
Was that Will Smith we had on the line just saying it was hot? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot.
Hit it. See?
That's hot.
Thanks, Will. We agree.
Yeah. Hey, did you know we know him? I don't know. I mean,
dude's my next door neighbor.
I love it. Awesome. Well, let's see what we got. So that was the hot or not segment. We'll leave the poll open at the very end of the episode. We'll check it again if anyone out there wants to still vote. Again, I love it. What do we got next? We got a little that was a hot or not. We got some HotMakes in the house.
Yeah, we do. We got to get through them as people have been sending them and faster than we can go through them.
This is true. So I narrowed them down this week to everything that was not a retweet, and I pulled out the hot makes of the week. Again, in the description of the video, or in the future, if you're listening to this on the podcast, in the show notes, I believe underneath there where the show notes are, there's a Google Doc. Click on that. All the links from all of the episodes are in there, including episode 36, which we're on right now. I think it was read by I'll accept the results. I love that. But I think it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a little hot mix.
Built Ford tough.
I love it. Caleb is in, making those bumpers and stuff for us, and he shot that to me last night, and I loved it. But instantly, I was like, "That's what I thought of with that music." I know it was in a commercial somewhere, and we, it's the music you can use for free, and just a shout out to Caleb, absolutely amazing job. That whole segment had zero sound. It was all like stock film clips that he put together, and then he added all the sound effects in and all that stuff. So nice work, Caleb.
The forging noises and everything, man. That was beautiful. Yeah,
the tinging, the forging noises.
We were talking about stock stuff. He was out there, he was forging it himself, recording the sound, getting the heat waves coming off of everything.
And all that slag, fire.
The slag was flying.
I love it. Well, the first one today, as you notice, something new in the bottom here, hashtag hot makes, and we're going to do at whoever the hot make we're showing is. In this case, it's Joel Telling. I have a 450. I love that. So in this case, for each one of our hot makes this week and going forward, in the bottom, you should see the hashtag hot makes and also who we're featuring. So if you want to check it out later, you can always go check out their pages as well. And the first one we got here is at Joel Telling. He said, "This is the first time this ever happened. Holy crap." So, and then he comes down here and he says, would this qualify as a hot makes? And he tagged us. So absolutely.
I mean, the unicorn of calibration cubes, he got a perfect cube. I'm a little suspicious because anybody knows with these calipers, if you kind of slide in there and just really get it, within the compression is within a couple thou where you can get that. But I wouldn't accuse Joel of such things. This is a credit to the quality of the Daedalus. I'm excited. Obviously, Joel has been running it through its paces. Preliminary results: best cub and best cube ever, according to Krusty there.
Well, another reason to be a little sus is it's a Chep cube. I mean, technically, if this was a real Chep cube, it would have skid marks and
it would be ground down on one side. Yeah.
Too good. Well, nice work, Joel. Thanks for tagging us. And
it's a fine looking cube, Joel. Congrats.
One epic cube. And if you're watching, yes, we definitely did not accuse you of cheating, but you cheated. Anyway, no, I'm just joking.
Also, I would like everybody to throw in. You like the Windows 95 effects? It's good. I think we all need to kick down a little bit to get Joel some better calipers because these are terrible.
These might be his favorite calipers, though.
They're not. They're only to like a tenth, and they're the plastic, the crummy ones. I mean, don't get me started, man. Come on, precision. We get some nice Mitutoyo ones. I don't know if I said that right, but at least to 2 decimal places, right? If we're gonna talk precision.
Oh boy. So many jokes. What do we got next? So next up, Andrew Smith at Andrew Smith 1 says hashtag HotMakes at the Edge of Tech. Thundercats claw shield with Sword of Omens.
Yeah,
check this out.
I mean, I would if I was run through with that sword, I wouldn't be mad. Because it's just that awesome. I'd be like, yep. Would
you be mad if you were punched with the claw first and then run through with it?
You can't be mad because it's just that awesome, right? It's just like, I deserve that. Yeah,
I tell you, this is a phenomenal print. Great finishing on this print. This one almost got my hot or not today when I saw this, but obviously the feathers were amazing too. But this is one of my favorites.
That's hot.
It's hot. It's definitely hot.
Will thinks it's hot. Look at that. Moses kicking down for the calipers.
Yes. Thank you so much. In the corner of my screen right here. Oh, it went away.
This is kind. This is very kind. Thank you, Battle Cry.
Ooh, Battle Cry.
Cold-blooded.
Moses, thank you so much. Joel's Caliper Christmas gift fund. That's what we should do. From HotMakes to Joel, we'll order him a really nice $25 set of calipers, and send it over for him.
I'll take care of the shipping. Yes, I'll take. I'm very worried about Joel's experience with the shippers these days. Got to make sure everything's all safe and sound.
This is true. We'll hand deliver it. But Andrew Smith at Andrew Smith 1, nice work on this. Thank you so much for tagging us at the hashtag HotMakes. But I tell you what, one of the better prints I've seen in a long time. This is phenomenally done.
Really great.
Oh, what do we got next? Oh, Project FDL, one of my favorites.
Hercules.
Man, finally completed our Protopasta Nebula build of the Pippin pack. Not gonna lie, love this filament.
I really want a Pippin pack.
Yeah, that's amazing. And universally, I think we all love that filament, by the way. This
look at it. Look at it, Jim. Look at it. Enhance.
Oh man.
Oh, not you enhance the look at that.
Oh man.
Great stuff. Always great stuff coming out of Protopasta, but man, that's a fun film.
Well, it's a fun, Project FDL. I mean,
100%. But he was highlighting some of the coolness, and it's a very, very appropriate colors, I think, for how fun that print is.
Yeah. Speaking of Project FDL, didn't you build one of the blasters? FDL3 with your son?
Yeah, for his birthday, and it turned out awesome. I posted some pics of the build process and the final product, and he was just stoked. And of course, had to challenge his cousins and stuff to a Nerf battle, and then surprise them when he just unloaded. They're shooting the little play. It's like going up against a bunch of people with muskets with an M60. He's just hosing everybody. That was a good time. Everybody, of course, wants one. Now, hey, can you make me one? Can you make me one? Like,
yeah. Well, yeah, but you got to buy the parts.
You got to buy the parts. You can buy them fully assembled, but they're expensive. They're not cheap, but they're really awesome. I'll be full disclosure. We ended up with like a bum part and Project FDL, the motor loom part for controlling the drone motors that fling the things. Just had some wonkiness with it, but FDL was awesome. They like literally shipped me one the next day. We had it swapped in and out before his birthday, and it was just perfect.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's awesome. Nice work, Project FDL. Was it Jesse and Jackie, right? I think those guys are awesome. We've had them on. We'll have to have them on again because I think it's always good, a good refresher to know what this is. If you weren't there, like at VRF last year, or no, I said VRF at ERF last year,
ERF, yeah,
you could actually fire these. And funny story, Joe, who we had on a couple weeks ago, was standing at the booth when I went over to film, firing one of these, and he let me fire his, which was really cool.
I'll see if I can find some video in the back catalog of this. If we have time later, we'll show later in the stream. We'll share what it is for the people who haven't seen Project FDL stuff.
Perfect. All right, what do we got next?
Ooh.
Nice. So this, well, now the video is going to spoil it, but that's okay. This is a Venus case from Thingiverse as a birthday gift for daughter. I added text using Fusion 360, enlarged it to 150% in Prusa Slicer using Sunlu Gray PLA Plus.
That is clean.
I printed this, and this is a phenomenal print. Nice work, number one. But number two, this is a kind of one of those challenging, fun prints to do. You got to be kind of calibrated to get this done at this.
Not kind of. You got to be dialed in. This is one of my favorite, and this is a variant of the Iris bot because there are different versions of it, the way the Iris functions. But really, really good test of how tuned you are, and also a really great piece to show to people and hand them and say, this is why 3D printing, one of the reasons 3D printing is awesome. You cannot make this thing very easily, certainly, but in one piece like this using traditional fabrication methods. And so it's a great highlight of what 3D printing can offer as a production means.
Definitely agree. And I paused it here because I want to show the motion in this particular box actually has 4 moving parts. And they're like doubles moving opposite, and they're so smooth. Sarah Johnson just hit it on the head. So smooth.
Yep.
Watch this as it closes and then opens. I mean it's so good. That is a heck of a print. Nice work.
Yeah, it looks really clean. Good surface finish on that.
I love that they added he added the text to it.
Yeah.
I think that was a really cool touch. It just goes to show that if you find a model that you love, if you're good at like Fusion 360 or Tinkercad, any of those, really, you can add stuff like the text in here. Personally, I'm not really good at that, but
Yeah, you could be. You certainly could be. And yeah, you're absolutely right. In fact, Tinkercad is actually a great tool for that. It's one of the better, easier ways to import an STL. I don't know if you've ever tried to pull an STL into Fusion, but its process for getting meshes in there and stuff sucks comparatively. And maybe it's gotten better. I haven't tried recently, but for a quick and dirty, sometimes importing an STL into Tinkercad and just adding text to it it's a great tool for that. Yeah.
Nice. All right, what do we got next here? Blasto Supreme again. He's been hitting us up lately on here. Mechanical keyboard for the cyber deck he's working on. #HotMakes.
Blasto nonstop. I love this.
This is awesome. There's the back of it.
Blasto 2020.
There you go. But I love it. Got the little looks like a thumbstick or joystick here. A couple buttons. Mechanical keys. I mean, I love the cyber deck stuff.
I wish we had some audio because I like to hear a good hearty ka-ching like noise when a mechanical keyboard is, and it's got to have like at least like a 1-inch throw on that whole button.
Throw. Oh my god!
I want to be like. Yeah.
If I was in my office, I would hammer away for a second, but yeah, I love it. Nice work, Blasto. Keep up the cyber deck stuff and keep showing it because I absolutely can't wait to see the next one you're working on. And this is a great start. I love the key colors. He kept it, how he encapsulated with the dark around the light and the blue enter key, and nice work.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Sink in the house says he submitted his first ever HotMakes. Well, welcome. We're glad we could indoctrinate you into the fun that is HotMakes. And if you haven't done it yet, you do the hashtag and HotMakes on something awesome you saw on the internet.
That's right. That's right. I wonder what it was because I don't remember it. Just playing, Andrew.
We're going to talk about that very soon.
What do we got here? Next, the Angry Warcocky. We haven't seen him in a while.
No, we haven't.
We need to get Chris back up on here for it's not quite the stream without the Angry Warcocky blowing it up on. I love it. But Chris dials this in 1.8 millimeter nozzle using 1.75 filament. It's a 1.80 millimeter layer width and 1.4 tall. It's magic. Check this out.
It's so cool. It's wholesome. It almost looks like a foamy the way that the light's hitting that. And one thing Chris does well is he takes great photography, so you get some good. I think he's a photographer by trade, and so he knows what you need to do to get the level of detail on this. But I love those thick ropey extrusions there.
I 100% agree. I love that he brought the filament in to actually show the extrusion here and a piece of filament next to it. Here, let's do this one.
Yeah.
So these are the layers, and this is a piece of filament.
Filament for scale and getting that squash right, and there's a lot of tuning that gets that's required for something like that. So it's
super
cool.
Clean too.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good.
I don't know what he said. Let's see. Oh boy. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't read it, so I was like, I'll make it bigger. Oh, that was a mistake. All right, anyway. No. Yeah, it's all good though. Hey, Chris, nice work. That was the where's Clippy? We need Clippy. Anyways, Chris Warcocky, nice work on that. I love this. I might have to set up one of my printers to do this because I love the look too.
Yeah, and I'd heard that you can actually go bigger. Even with 1.75 filament, you can print thicker than the filament itself. You just have to go slow and obviously allow the melt zone to accumulate enough material to press out, right? So it's easier if you have 285 or a larger one, but you can do. Brooke from PrinterBot was telling me he's done 2 millimeter extrusions with 1.75.
100%. I love it. Yeah. All right. What we got next? Bob Carnes. Spoilers. I printed Wexter's Grogu at 50% scale on the Prusa MU2S in various printed solid Jesse. Why, if you're going to do one, why not do 20? So here's that one, which is awesome. And then if you
it's got like a little army of them.
Little army.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh yeah.
It's a fun little print. Look at all the little supports.
Right. That is so good. I don't even know. I'm so this other pick, this one here is my favorite. It's like this is a couple of them are turned around like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah. This guy here's holding court. I love it.
Super cool. Bob Carnes, that is, and it's a great little print. I love the black eyes, the scarf, and the little hands here around, or the, what is that called? Not the hands, but the muffs around the coat.
The cuffs, the
cuffs,
the poofy cuffs. So stinking cute.
Yes,
agreed.
Burning gems. Nice work. Nice work. Let's see. What did it say here? 24 hours, 52 minutes. It's actually not bad for what do you say? 24 or 20 of them.
Yeah. Well, what's great, it looks like it's not too tool change heavy, because that's where you start paying, the price on timing. It's doing mostly the same color, and then it's kind of switching out. That's a fun little tool, and it's a small print, right? So
right. Oh, yeah, it's little.
It's good. It's a good idea. That's a fun model. Is there a link to the to the model?
I don't see it. Let's see. Nope, no links to the model.
All right, we're gonna have to
but it's a
hunt
Wexter
down.
model.
We're gonna have to hunt that
Wexter,
down.
yeah.
Good
We'll
old
definitely do
Wexter.
that for Wexter. What we got next here?
Ooh. And continuing with the Star Wars theme.
Yeah, after 2 weeks, 388 hours of combined printer time, the destroyer finished.
Oof.
Yes, I'm gonna maximize this for us just for a minute because this thing is a big scale piece here.
Most impressive.
Oh, so good.
388 hours.
Look at all the detail up in here, up in the deck, and
just the amount of time modeling that thing. Just
bananas, right. Absolutely phenomenal. Jack DeRunts, it looks like. Nice work on that. I think. Wow, I don't even know. Man, we've talked about this several times that both of us. I have some fun prints that took a long time, but I don't have anything near the caliber of this project.
No, I'm not even close either. Like I've always been broad strokes. I don't have the patience and detail,
Right.
for it. I tend to move too fast. I would love to. I think that's a goal for me in retirement, just to slow life down and pick a project. You're shipping. This is a modern day ship in a bottle project, right? It's just going to get your prints in, glue it. It's probably going to involve some sanding. So I don't know if I could do that, but anyway, it's well done. And Jack, thank you for sharing that.
Phenomenal work. What do we got next? Let's see. Burning Gems. This was really cool. He's actually there in the chat here. Interesting. Is this a reprint? I think I read something previous about this. Basically, he tagged this article about concrete reinforced with 3D printing polymer. How do I say that?
Polymer, yeah, you got it. Sure.
Concrete reinforced with 3D printing polymer. There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. Let me do this. I think we can pop this out. There we go. So here's a good picture there. The pour. Looks like they got the 3D printed parts here in the center, right? And basically, they developed a type of concrete that uses a lacy polymer lattice that allows it to bend without cracking, at the same time reducing its carbon emissions.
It's a really fascinating idea because so obviously traditionally they'll use rebar for that. Concrete curing is very caustic. It's very corrosive, process. So I imagine that using a thermoplastic would have a lot of benefits for that. Obviously, it's not as strong as metal, but it's better than not having any reinforcement in there. Obviously, they've got the science to back that up, and it's got to be way less expensive. And in a lot of ways, you're never going to tie a rebar structure in a lattice that is going to give you that degree of strength across the part in the same way. So it could be beneficial, and it probably allows for a lot more detailed, smaller pieces of concrete, which is really interesting.
Just doing a quick read, it says that basically, when concrete cracks, it follows the path of least resistance. According to this, it says, however, in this case, the cracks are no longer available to avoid the reinforcement due to its uniform 3D arrangement. That's pretty cool. I mean, because concrete inevitably cracks somewhere. That's why they put those
expansion joints. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Joints. So, I mean, if this helps that in some some way, that's pretty crazy.
No, it's a great idea, and it'll be interesting to see. And we were joking earlier, but I mean, it's a perfect application for a tool changing, where if they can use that polymer as rebar and reinforcement, you're going to have a much stronger structure. I have so I went to school. I was roommates with a lot of structural engineers, three of them actually. And so there's a lot of interesting stuff around, the science of 3D printing. And a lot of the concern was, as they started doing these structures, they're like, well, that doesn't seem ideal because you've got no rebar. And then they started physically adding rebar. And now, who knows what's next, but really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Interesting. Very, very cool. Thank you for tagging that. That is a really cool project to see. And I think we'll have to see where this goes in the next couple of years, right?
Science, baby. I love it.
Science. I missed my print by 5 minutes. Sorry, Bob.
It was so good. It was so good too, Bob. It was great.
So
we
good.
talked about it. We laughed. We cried. We didn't cry. We just laughed. We loved it.
But
We laughed. We loved.
we did.
Yeah.
Print and play. James, right?
That's the guy, James.
Oh man, a 2-player 3D printed bar top arcade. I mean,
he's the master of the arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
And he does amazing stuff with just, his I think he was using CR10s, and I'm not sure what his go-to printers are these days, but he's piecing all those together, and that's there's a lot of work and hours, and I just love his work, man. James does awesome stuff. Thank you.
In the back, I think the pie is in the background of this, and I love it. Yeah. And I think him and Glenn, right? I think from Fun King have a Sunday show. If you guys haven't seen that, I believe it's on Sundays. I don't remember exactly what time, but I know they have a show on Sunday. So go check out that show as well. It's a lot of fun to watch those two.
Yeah, and if you're into old school or arcade stuff, you really need to go check out JC Print and Play. He did the Ready Printer 1 cabinet. There was a full-size arcade cabinet that he showed off at ERF 2 years back, or last ERF, and just really, really impressive stuff.
I
and
agree.
All around good human.
Very, very cool. I talked to him a few times and a super nice guy. I love his stuff. And I really want to print one of these. I need to.
It's a great piece. I mean, it's something you can give your children someday.
There you go. Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Michael. So that was our Hot Weeks. So Andrew Sink said he tagged us, but I don't remember seeing something from him. So maybe he tagged one of the things we showed.
Were you looking real time? Maybe he's just making stuff up. Wait a minute.
He's making stuff up. Oh, man. We'll have to go look. You'll have to, Andrew, in the chat, tell us what you tagged. Was it today or because I went through everything today and I didn't see anything.
You need to focus, man. You need to be in the here and now for our people.
I know. That's okay.
That'll be next week's Hot Makes.
Next week's Hot Makes. Night. No, he tagged it tonight. Got it. Well, I tell you what we're going to do then because we didn't pull it in tonight. We'll 13 minutes ago. All right. Next week, I promise we'll show it then. But yeah, I mean, awesome stuff this week. We had some great hot makes. I absolutely loved our hot or not from David Shorey. Let's go check on that real quick here. Where are we at? Let's see if that went up or anything. There we go. We got a couple more votes.
People are still voting.
35.
We were waiting for the mail-in ballots, and those. I know we got the overseas.
We'll calculate those overnight. Anyways, I love it. But we had a lot of great stuff. We went through a little maker news. We had a hot or not. We did some hot makes. There's only one thing left to do.
And that is?
I think we need to do a Pooch rant.
Pooch rant.
This rant this week is something that anybody that spent any time 3D printing knows all too well, and it's 3D printing related injuries. Ugh! Oh my gosh. And you know what? It all starts when you get your first printer and you realize that I can probably just grab that hot filament that's dangling off of there, and that's fine. And you're quick, and it cools off if you grab it low enough. You can just grab it and flick it off. But inevitably, at some point, you're gonna accidentally brush up against the hot end. Maybe you're trying to change your nozzle, and you got to do that hot, and then you forget, and you can't grab onto something. If you've been printing, at some point, you're gonna burn yourself. That happens. But that's not the worst injury of all. That stinks, but that's usually self-inflicted, right? So the one, I guess they're all self-inflicted, but the one that really gets me, getting close, is, when you print the purge line, Jim, you know what I'm talking about? When you first prints that first priming purge line so that you're all fired up and stuff like that. So inevitably, the print's done, you're clearing off the plate. Usually we're using spring steel plates, oftentimes flex plates these days to pop stuff off. Makes it really easy to not have to get the scraper of old. Maybe you're still using your scraper, I don't know. But at some point you're going to get lazy and you're going to start just wanting to pluck stuff off of the print, because a lot of times, it's that easy to pluck it off after it's cooled. But that little purge line, right? It's right there. And when you bend a flex plate, it doesn't pop off the same way and stuff. So inevitably you just kind of get a fingernail on there, right? You ever do this? You ever get the fingernail on there?
Oh yeah.
And then most of the times it'll just kind of peel right off, no big deal. But every once in a while, it'll splinter and get under your fingernail.
Oh.
And then it's so painful. And I can't tell you, and I know, and I've done it so many times, and yet I still do it because I don't want to damage my flex plate with a scraper or whatever, and I don't have the time to really finally get in there with so I don't know. Maybe people out there have some tip in terms of not injuring yourself, but oh my God, that is the worst. And then what's that other, the other injury that I've sustained with flex plates these days, especially on the Mark IIIs, because they got a really strong magnetic bed, which is great for holding your plate down and your print down. But inevitably, when you're putting the thing on there, if you're not paying attention, it'll bite you. It'll pinch you as you're snapping on there. And once you get your Mini or your Mark III, you're going to see what I'm talking about. I mean, that is some strong magnets, and I've given myself a blood blister, bad enough from doing that at times. So maybe this is a PSA, maybe it's a rant. There's got to be a better way to get rid of that purge line. But at the very least, be careful out there because it's a dangerous hobby, right? I don't know. And rant.
I 100% agree. I did that about 2 days ago over my shoulder or wherever it is over here. I was peeling exactly what you just said. I was doing a purge, pulling off the little purge line. And for some dumb reason, that corner caught me and it went right underneath the nail. I had a few choice words, and I still have a mark because it leaves that little mark under your nail when that happens.
Yep. Yep. I don't know if it's fair to rant about something that you're hurting, yourself, and it's still way better than having to peel stuff off of glass and deal with that from before. But man, does that get me when every time I have that happen? Why don't I learn? Why can't I learn?
I think collectively everyone just went, whoo, because how much that hurts and it makes you mad. Yeah, exactly. Bamboo shoots under the nail. Exactly. No.
It's like the 3D printer torture of this day and age. So I don't know. Maybe there's got to be some way. I would prefer, honestly, that the purge do multiple layers, because inevitably when you build up multiple layers, it just makes it that much easier to discard. Put a handle on the purge line. Yes, a tiny little.
I love that. That's my favorite comment of the night. That's just print a handle, then purge, and then do your print.
Manuel's idea is way better than mine. I'm like, you could put multiple layers up, and it would be easier to print. Same thing with the skirt. It's easy to get the skirt off when you've got a couple layers to grab onto, I guess. Nice.
I just got the goosebumps.
Who's done it? Who in the chat's done it? Yeah. Who's had the shards of plastic? You wouldn't think plastic could create a shard that would get you in a splinter fashion, but man, it can.
It can. Hey, everybody, thank you guys so much for coming. I know it's about 7:00, and we had some great stuff tonight. If you don't know, if you're first time here, you haven't heard us say this, Twitter. Hit hashtag HotMakes on anything you see that you want us to see, or that you want to show off. It's okay to tag your own stuff. So feel free to tag your own stuff. Let us know, hashtag HotMakes, and we'll find it for next week. We definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us for the last hour, and every Monday night, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Would be, what's your time?
Pacific.
Pacific.
Western time.
Western
It's 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. flyover time, whatever it is in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Loyal Moses and everybody that's donated to stream. That's helps us bring this amazing thing to you every week. Every week we bring awesome to you. Put it right in your face.
Mitch 3D, we saw you out there. I know you said you were too lazy to add the purge line to your G code. Just do it. You got this. But you have to do it on the backpack though, right? I mean, like that's the thing. We want to see the purge line on the backpack. That's what we want to see. Tag it, hashtag HotMakes. Lightspeed says he used Repbox for the first time today. You know, that brings me to a good point.
He said he used Redbox. I think he means the DVD rentals.
Redbox. Yeah. My fault.
Way to go. Way to go, Lightspeed.
I was trying to make you feel good. No.
I want to see Mitch strap a rep box to his chest and then feed it up and over his shoulders into the backpack printer like some suspenders.
I was gonna say the PTFE tube goes through the suspenders,
right
over the top into it's a CMC Delta, right?
Yep.
Into dual extruder CMC Delta, if I could talk. And oh man, that would be amazing.
That would be hot. I would say instant hotness. I would,
or better yet,
that's hot. That's hot.
Better yet, let's get a CR30, the print mill. Let's put that on a backpack.
Would it print up or down? Just like
I think out,
like
cantilevered
out. That sounds like back problems.
And then a little like can that you wear behind you to just catch the stuff that falls off.
It's like pooping them out the back.
Poop emojis. You can print poop emojis.
Boop, boop.
Oh,
and then just leaves them on the floor behind you. That's perfect.
I definitely went off the rails on that one. But thank you guys so much for watching with us every week on HotMakes. Hashtag HotMakes, like we said. We're going to work on podcast stuff, and we'll announce that this week. Hopefully next week we'll get you the links for that if you want to listen. Anything else, Pooch?
Love you all. Thanks for joining us. Come back next Monday. Same time, same channel. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. Have a good night. Thank you, guys. Have a great week. See you later.